Greetings, my audience. I'm Jake Allen Graham. I'm going to shut the garage door, and that's what's going to make that sound. Excuse me. I'm going inside to do this video. This. Getting my shoes off because I'm inside. Getting a seat while I talk and record this recording. Perfect. Fuck, I forgot which movie. But I got an idea for a franchise of a movie franchise. I'll review all of the Fox X-Men trilogy. I mean X-Men saga. All of the X-Men movies by Fox. With X-Men in the title. That's not X-Men Wolverine Origins. I mean X-Men Origins Wolverine. That doesn't count. That's not what I'm not talking about in this video. Now I'm talking about the Wolverine standalone movies. Just the X-Men movies in this video. By Fox. My final verdict for all the X-Men movies is this final verdict. I give the score, all of the X-Men movies, a 7 out of 10. For above average. Not bad, not too shabby of a movies. These are. But they're above average still. So I give them a 7 out of 10. That's above average score. Meaning I like them enough to give them a 7 out of 10. I'm going to talk about all these X-Men movies, what I liked about, what I didn't like about, so I might go into some spoiler territory here and there, to tell you what I liked about the movie, what I didn't like about the movies, in this video. So, you've been warned, spoiler, and if you want to listen to what I didn't like or liked about it, then you don't have to go listen to the spoiler, so you can stop it here if you want to. Just like, no, I think them all a 7 out of 10, the X-Men movies are, to me, by Fox Studios. Okay, anyway, so what I did like about this movie is, number one, what I did like about this movie is the reimagining of Mystique for the Fox X-Men universe, mostly because she's blue, naked, and has no clothes on. It blew my mind that they could get away with that in a PG-13 movie. I thought it was brilliant. The realistic look they took was a mistake. Because seeing she doesn't have any clothes on, she has scales instead of to transform transform stuff into clothes in the movie and transform her skin and stuff to help transform the skills of war. And that I thought was cool. The beautiful, gorgeous, lovely reimagining the sign of Mystique. My favorite version of Mystique is this variant from the Fox universe. All the ones that, both versions of Mystique, because both of them went nude. In both franchises, but which Mystique is better? Not Lawrence, because she didn't go nude as often as she could have gone in the franchise compared to the old Mystique. So that's my favorite character in the Fox Universe X-Men franchise, and in both X-Men franchises, from the villains, or just from anybody, good guys and bad guys, or because that's my favorite character in the Fox Universe, and I love that version of Fox design of Mystique, because the other Mystiques have clothes on in the comics. Mystique has some clothes on. She normally wears like a white skirt wears like this like kind of sometimes she wears like a white skirted dress. And sometimes in her classic universe comic book look before the Fox reimagined her. But I didn't mind this Fox reimagining. Great improvement. Out with the old, in with the new design. Make this the canon X-Men design for the Mystique in the comics. 616 for universe. Everyone would love it, I think. Marvel, do it. Like, that's the only design for Mystique. Her blue nude. It's an inspiring, genius design. The Mystique design they went for. Now I'm going to talk about what I didn't care for the movie. Okay? Magneto's changed. All of Magneto costumes they went for in the Fox X-Men universe for the original Magneto down to the newer Magneto that's played by a younger actor, all of the Magneto costumes fucking suck. And so do all of the X-Men costumes fucking suck in each installment to the X-Men movies. I fucking hate all their costumes. Seriously, no variety. Where's the color? Everyone just dresses in black before we get to Dark Phoenix in First Class. And I liked when Apocalypse kind of hinted at they want to change to more of iconic looking designs. But that got scrapped for all the designs. Whatever they went for was Dark Phoenix. I'm sorry, I just hate all the costumes, the X-Men wore costumes that they wore in the Fox universe. The costumes suck. But just not iconic in the right amount of silliness that you want from a comic book for a Marvel fan of that's a fan of Marvel, and a fan of Marvel content. It's just like there's like none of the X-Men costumes are this lame. Just black spandex they are, and jumpsuits they are, black jumpsuits, sometimes black armor, like in X-Men Apocalypse, or in Days of Future Past, but they just dress in black. Black. Kill me. Could you not be more original? I mean, unoriginal. Could you be more unoriginal, or be more... It's like, I'm sorry. I dozed off. I think, with my eyes open. I thought the look of the Went for Apocalypse was a cool design. And X-Men Apocalypse, I like the Apocalypse villain in the movies. To me, he's the best X-Men villain in the Fox universe. He was one of the cool characters, Apocalypse, from X-Men Apocalypse, What a cool villain that was. Way cooler than Heath Ledger's Joker. Or Tom Hardy's Bane. Or the Scarecrow from Dark Knight. Batman Begins. Who was the actor that played the Scarecrow again? I forget his name. I don't remember the name. I don't know the name of the actor. I don't remember the name of the actor. The guy that plays Scarecrow. I forget what his name is again. And Batman Begins that plays Scarecrow, the actor's name. Anyway, so... what do I think of the plots, the stories in these movies, X-Men movies? I don't know. I just think they're silly comic book movies, stories. They feel like they're poorly paced, running to rush forward through the movie, trying to fast forward for the movie. I just feel like, after the halfway point, these X-Men movies feel like they're trying to speed up the movie. So the first half of every X-Men movie feels like the first half of every X-Men movie. I noticed that every X-Men movie, the pacing's great and all. Second half is when the pacing falls apart. After the first hour is over. The halfway point of the movie, whatever the halfway point of this movie is, after the halfway point is over, that's when everything starts to fall apart. His pacing goes faster and then faster and faster. With constant action and adrenaline rush and shit. Gotta say, the downside is all this madness going on in these movies. Writing. I never like grew accustomed or attached to any of the X-Men teams members outside of Charles X, Professor X, and Wolverine. At least in the original trilogy timeline. Then when they got to the next trilogy, for the next 4 movies, we want to focus on. I end up liking come to think of it, he didn't really do any new characters that I end up liking and shit. I realized that. So Charles Xavier, Magneto I liked, Wolverine I liked, Mystique I liked. And that's about it of all the X-Men members and characters that have powers on good guys and bad guy team members. Honestly, I think the villains in First Class kind of sucked. Just gonna say that. The villains in First Class really sucked. Kevin Bacon wasn't trying to act in the movie. His acting sucked in the movie. The voice, they brought Kevin Bacon only to have him not give a shit. And just do it for a paycheck, clearly. And I bet he enjoyed that paycheck. Who can blame that fucker? I don't know. I just really thought the villain sucked and that Kevin Bacon was the villains. The villains sucked in First Class. Worst villain groups ever. That just feel slacking. That villain charisma or that complex way to make the villain interesting or relatable or anything rememberable. But I'm just going to say what Kevin Bacon feels like. He feels like a copy of Magneto. From the first X-Men movie. Except he's played by a less talented actor, it seems. Because Kevin Bacon, I guess, forgot that he shouldn't really act. Or he forgot he can't act really well. He can't play a really memorable villain. I found his performance forgettable as shit. I forget what his villain's name is. Shitty. Magneto, I call him. Prototype. Knockoff. I'll call him that. Now time for I just remember this. You know how all of the X-Men movies would have benefited if they had a director's cut? Well, Days of Future Past has a director's cut called the Road Cut, and it does not benefit from the director's cut. Really? I mean, it changes some stories, line plot elements here and there, but it doesn't really benefit at all of making a better movie, really. The Road Cut of Days of Future Past. I give that a 7 out of 10 as well. I give that a 7 out of 10, the Road Cut. as well as all the other X-Men movies. 7 out of 10, above average. Shit. So that's my review on the X-Men movies by Fox Studios. All of them I reviewed, and I just, think they were that great. They were fine for what they were. Dumb fun. Popcorn movie. Guilty pleasure. Retarded fun. It's as fun as shoving cotton candy in your mouth. Compoundly written, these movies are wonderfully dumb. Movies, I guess. They're fine, fun, dumb movies. In general. But they're lacking that comic book magic X-Men charm. That's what I like about the X-Men saga by Fox, and hate. I'm a mixed bag towards this franchise, like I have a mixed bag about most 7 out of 10s movies. I like these movies. I recommend them, but I say you're not missing anything if you don't see them. Good night. Subscribe to my channel. Hit the thumbs up to like this video. And goodbye. And I'm Jake Allen Graham. Hit the comment section below. Tell me if you see these X-Men movies, any of these X-Men movies. Blah, blah, blah. Good night.